Hello, and welcome to Cooking with Todd. This is Todd. For today's video, I will be making a white bread. 450 grams, or a little over 3 cups of bread flour. You're also going to need, in my mixer I already have mixed together, 2 teaspoons of yeast, about 3 tablespoons of sugar, and 300 milliliters, or a little over 1¼ cups of warm water. That warm water is going to be about at 35 degrees Celsius or 95 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere in that range. You don't really want to go up to 100 or anything below 90, so 90 to 95 is right around where you want to go. So you're also going to need some sort of oil to line your bowl. I'm going to reuse this bowl that I measured my flour in to proof my bread, so that's why this is a big bowl. So I am going to go ahead and move my flour out of the way and everything else and move my mixer over so you can see what the proofed yeast looks like. Okay, so this is what you're looking for when you proof your yeast. You're looking for that little bit of foam in the middle. Now it will develop more if I would let it go longer, but I'm just looking for the telltale signs that this yeast is still active and alive. So now that I know this is good, I can go ahead and start making my bread. And you're going to want to let this sit anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. I was around 8 minutes. It was really pretty much within the first minute or two that I noticed it was starting to form the foam, so I knew it was good. But I went ahead and let it go so you can see what it looks like when you let it go for longer. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my salt and dump that in first. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my bread flour. And I have a little chute or funnel over here that just latches onto the side of my bowl and helps to make adding ingredients to your bowl a little easier. I'm going to go ahead and turn my mixer on. But I'm going to go ahead and slowly add in my flour until it becomes a cohesive ball, and then I will add in my butter. I went ahead and added about half of it in first. I'm just letting this get incorporated before I add in the rest. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add in the rest of my flour here. And I'm going to go ahead and kick my speed up to a high. So it's probably going to get way louder than what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and just pause this. Okay, so now that this is in a cohesive ball, I'm going to go ahead and knead this for maybe 2 minutes. Then I'm going to go ahead and add in my butter and knead that for an additional 2 to 3 minutes. And one last thing I thought I should mention. When it becomes a cohesive ball like this, you do not want to do it at a high speed. You want it to be around a medium speed, because if it's at a high speed, it's just going to start walking everywhere, and in my case, it's on a baker's rack, so it will make my baker's rack just wobble. So I am going to keep it at a medium speed, and you can do this part by hand, but this is just so much easier, and I prefer to do it this way anyways, so I will go ahead and just bring you back when I add in my butter. Okay, so I added my first half of the stick of butter, and I'm going to go ahead and actually add in the other half. And it's slowly being incorporated, and at this time I've lowered my mixer speed down to about a 2 or a 3. So I'm going to go ahead and just add in the other half. And then I'm going to go ahead and just let this do its thing for a couple of minutes, and I will bring you back. Hopefully by that time the butter is completely incorporated. Okay, so this is done mixing, and this took quite a bit to get it to this point. I did end up needing to add about another 68 grams worth of bread flour, which is about half a cup. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of oil in this bowl, and I just have a paper towel there, and just enough to coat the bowl. And I'm going to spread this around the bowl, and this is just to prevent sticking. And I'm going to discard of this. And now I'm going to go ahead and just take the kneader out of there, or dough hook, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to try and form this into a coherent ball. And by doing that, I'm just going to pull and tuck, just like this, and you will eventually get a nice smooth top like that. And this right here is what you're looking for, and all of this on the bottom will end up being at the bottom of your loaf, so you really won't see that. This is also makes an easy surface to spread more oil on, and I am using avocado oil. I don't know if I stated that prior, but I'm going to go ahead and place that in here and just kind of pat it down a little. And now I'm going to go ahead and spread in some more avocado oil. I'm going to move this and this out of the way, and just rub the oil on the top, and this helps prevent the dough from drying out as it is rising. So this now is ready. I'm going to go grab a paper towel and wipe my hand off right quick. Okay, so I'm back. I got my hands washed and everything, and now I'm going to go ahead and just take some plastic wrap and put it on top. And I absolutely hate using plastic wrap. I probably could go with a towel or something, but I just like using the plastic wrap because I can just look right through the window on my bread proofer and look at the progress without having to open it up. And on top of that, I absolutely hate plastic wrap boxes. They are very notorious for not working how they're designed to work. And then you got the issue of everything just sticking together before you even have a chance to put it on what you're trying to put it on. And plastic wrap does not really like to stick to this bowl, so I typically wrap it all the way around the bowl, but I'm not doing that today. So this right here is good enough. I'm going to go ahead and pause this and move my camera over to where I have my bread proofer. This is my bread proofer, and this is going to take about an hour and a half or 90 minutes. I will go ahead and bring you back when I transfer it into the loaf pan. Okay, so it's been a little over an hour and a half, and my bread has now about a little over doubled, maybe even tripled in size. So I'm going to go ahead and just deflate it by doing that. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this out. And I am going to knead this for about a minute. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the same technique pretty much as the ball, but I'm going to make it oblong, kind of like this. Then I'm going to grab my loaf pan, just for size, and I am going to go ahead, just keep tucking it, then just drop it right in, and kind of push it down a little into the corners, and then this is going to go back into the proofer for an additional half hour to 45 minutes, maybe even an hour, just until it's starting to spill over the sides is what I'm looking for in rise. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring you back at that time when it's done. And also at this time, you can go ahead and preheat your oven to 175 degrees Celsius or about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So I will go ahead and bring you back once this is risen for the second time and show you where I go from there. Okay, so this has risen for its second time and is now ready to go into the oven. It's risen to the point where I'm happy. It's just starting to overflow the edges of the pan. And now this is going to go into my preheated 175 degrees Celsius oven or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about half an hour. And when you pull it out and you tap the bottom of this pan, it should sound hollow. And that is when you will know it's done. And when I take it out of the oven, I will let it cool off for a little bit, and then I will go ahead and brush the top of this with butter. I'm going to go ahead and just wrap this video up right here. If you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button. If you enjoy the content I'm putting out, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope you continue to come along with me on this journey of mine.